One of the ways I've been watching movies during this strange period in our international history, is digital rentals. Not that I don't have enough to watch. This phone is currently on a teetering, wobbling stack of discs that I have to watch. But still, I like to support theaters. I like movie theaters. I want them to last. And one of my favorite movie theaters is the Alamo Drafthouse in Yonkers, New York. And the Alamo Drafthouse organization, like every chain, obviously has had basically no income since the virus thing hit. And they're doing digital rentals, virtual cinema, I believe they call it. So if you go to their website or you go to the American Genre Film Archive, which is connected to the Alamo, AGFA, not to be confused with the film stock, they have films that they're letting you rent at home, and a portion of that goes to these two organizations. And basically it goes through Vimeo on demand. So if you have Vimeo on your TV and you rent one of these and you wait a little bit after you hit the rental button, you can watch it on your TV in full HD. One of the films that they presented was a film from 1982 called Centipede Horror. This is a Hong Kong Category 3 horror exploitation film that hits all the buttons, basically. This is a film I'd never heard of. It's apparently the only print known to exist, is owned by AGFA, and they did a new 2K, I believe, scan of that. It looks amazing streaming on the TV, on a sizable TV that we have here. And Alamo does a thing called Weird Wednesday at a lot of their theaters, and they have a strange film and they do it upright. This was presented as a Weird Wednesday, though it's still available now. You can rent it anytime. It comes with the Alamo pre-show, so it's a half hour of oddball, funny, silly clips that vaguely in some way relate to the film you're about to watch. And then there's a 5 or 10 minute introduction by an Alamo staffer about the film. It gives you context for what Category 3 was and the studio that put it out and the actors and behind the scenes. And it's a really cool, fun ramp up, gets you really ready to go to watch this film. So Centipede Horror. Is it filled with centipedes? Not really. Surprisingly low on the centipedes. Is it filled with gross out things? Yes. It is loaded with gross out material. It's Category 3. Category 3 in Hong Kong was their equivalent of an R rating or an NC-17. Category 3 movies used to be the films that when I would see them in the 90s, they were really pushing the envelope in terms of content. They were usually pushing the envelope into the realm of bad taste. Category 3 movies I would always liken to maybe a trauma film. Not as aggressive as trauma, but there was always, nudity and violence and really kind of borderline obscene subject matter. Not obscene in terms of, I can't believe I'm watching this, just like edgy and kind of crude. So Centipede Horror is about, I don't even remember what this movie was about. It's people being cursed and black magic and warring wizards doing that kind of thing and shooting lightning bolts and people regurgitating centipedes and other creepy-crawlies and scorpions in a way that I'm too much of a gentleman to talk about right now. It's just nuts. If you like movies that are just nuts, Centipede Horror is worth the rental. And actually, a lot of the things I talk about, hey, this is out on Blu-ray, but you can also stream it. Hey, this is a digital rental, but you can also buy the Blu-ray. Centipede Horror, the only way you can currently get, as far as I know, is this digital rental through AGFA. There's no Blu-ray of this. I don't know if this was ever released on video before. If it was, I guarantee it looks nowhere near as good as this does. This isn't a restoration like restoring, Singing in the Rain, and it looks like it was shot yesterday. It looks like a movie from 1982 from Hong Kong. It's got a couple scratches. It's got a couple pops and things here and there. But the resolution is really good. We kept commenting while we were watching it, like, despite the scorpions coming out of that person's thing, it looks so sharp. It's like you could reach out and you don't want to touch it, but you could almost reach out and touch it. You don't want to certainly smell it. Smell-o-vision not being a part of this package was a bonus. So I had a good time with Centipede Horror. Is it a good movie? No, it's not a good movie. It's called Centipede Horror. I mean, come on. Nothing to do with the human centipede. And if you're an insectophobe, there's probably a medical term for that. This is going to be problematic here and there, but not as bad as I thought it would be. There are other movies I've seen. There's a Hong Kong movie called, Shaw Brothers film called Killer Snakes. That's a gross motion picture. Centipede Horror, not as gross as you'd think. More silly, more ridiculous. It's the kind of movie that it's hard to be completely respectful and not say things while you're watching it because it kind of lends itself to discussion or Mystery Science Theater treatment while you're watching it. Centipede Horror, excellent movie to get together with friends. Not that we can technically do that right now. If you live with people who enjoy similar films, it's a good group experience. Or if you want to, everybody watch it at the same time and do a group chat or something like that. So if you want to see this film, go to the Alamo Drafthouse website, go to the AGFA website. You'll find the digital cinema, the virtual cinema rental option. I think it was like $7.95 and you get it for 3 days. I'll say it's worth it. It's cheaper than going to the movies. You can't buy this anywhere, and it is unlike things that you have seen before. So this is, for better or worse, my God, Centipede Horror.